My name is Courtney Vander Veur Matz, and this is my husband, Ben. I am an oil painter, and I recently painted an image of Heavenly Mother, which is on the wall behind us. The painting is titled Mother Divine, and it's 7 feet by 4 feet. As a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I have always believed in heavenly parents, but before I was asked to do this painting, I never really thought much about Heavenly Mother. But the experiences that I had and that my husband had while I was working on this painting have really changed that. They brought her to life for us, and we were given witnesses that she is real, and we want to share that with you. In the summer of 2019, I was contacted by a woman named MacArthur Krishna. She was working on a book with Bethany Spalding titled A Girl's Guide to Heavenly Mother, and she asked if I would be interested in doing a painting of Heavenly Mother to be included in the book. As we spoke on the phone and she told me about this project, I began to feel really excited about it and just felt like it was something I wanted to do. And in hindsight, I think that was the Holy Ghost prompting me to get involved. The deadline for the painting was about 4 months away, and that felt like a really tight deadline to me because we have 2 little girls, and I usually will only paint a few hours a week on a good week. So the first thing I needed to do was find a model for Heavenly Mother, and I thought about what Heavenly Mother might look like for the first time, and I started looking. I thought of everyone I knew, and about a month went by and I hadn't found anyone. So I started to worry about the deadline, and I decided not to do the painting. And about a week later, MacArthur called, and I told her the news. She asked me what my concerns were, and as we talked, she gave me some suggestions and ideas, and I just really started to get excited again about the painting, and I just felt the spirit and felt like this was really something that I wanted to do.
Courtney found a friend of mine that I had grown up with, but I hadn't really talked to her in quite a while, and I ended up messaging her on Facebook, and a few days later she responded. I was reading this message to Courtney, and I remember this pretty distinctly. I felt the Spirit really strongly. In fact, I got a little emotional when I was reading it, and that was surprising to me. I didn't really know what it meant. Then later, we arranged a time for Kelly to come and do a photo shoot with Courtney, and it was on a Saturday that she was coming over. And I had another kind of special experience that morning when I was sleeping. I was just kind of had this random dream, and then all of a sudden I heard the hymn "Hark All Ye Nations," and it kind of just filled up my dream. It was just all around me. It surrounded me, and I knew at the time it was a spiritual manifestation, but I didn't know what it meant. I woke up shortly after that, and I looked up the hymn, and I started playing it. So I was playing "Hark All Ye Nations" and "Let Us All Press On," kind of on repeat that Saturday morning. It really brought the Spirit into our home. I had an impression that this was the reason why I had that hymn come into my dream. I thought that was very interesting, and it was the first time when I felt like this was a special project, and that the Lord was aware of it, and he wanted it to happen, and he approved of it. And I felt really privileged to even be have a small part in that, in this project, in this painting.
We actually started with a prayer, and it was, as I prayed, Kelly and I both felt the Spirit, and afterward we had a really nice discussion about this project and about how we both just felt privileged as well to be involved in something like this. I have noticed since I started working on the painting that there's kind of an energy right now, or a momentum that's been building around Heavenly Mother among some members of the church. I think that there are a lot of people who are seeking more of a relationship with Heavenly Mother and wanting to learn more about her role and who she is. And so I think we were kind of feeling that energy as we were working on these pictures. So the whole painting ended up taking me 9 weeks. During that time, it was pretty intense for our little family, especially 2 or 3 weeks right in the middle when I was putting in a big effort to get it done. I really, at times, felt overwhelmed by the project that I was trying to finish, but I definitely felt the Lord's hand as He guided me and helped me to get this project finished. There were a few times when I felt pretty frustrated because of something that wasn't working out on the painting, something I couldn't get right, and I prayed for help, and I definitely felt divine intervention in those moments. I was able to resolve some of the issues with my painting sooner than I expected, and I know that the Spirit was with me during that time to help me get the project done. When I was finishing up the painting, I had just painted the glow around the figure and was touching up some details on the face, and I walked across my studio to get something, and when I glanced back at my painting and saw the face of Heavenly Mother, I actually gasped and was really taken back by the rush of the Spirit that I felt. And that happened twice that day. And as I have thought about what that experience means, I feel like it was a confirmation to me that Heavenly Mother is aware of me and that she is real, and she was pleased with the efforts that I was putting in to complete this painting.
I've often thought, well, what does all this mean? What are these impressions and these spiritual manifestations? What are they really saying? And I think they're just all really testifying of a truth that we have heavenly parents and that we have a Heavenly Mother, and we feel like this painting about Heavenly Mother is in the witnesses that we've received as part of the creation process, are part of the ongoing restoration of the truth. And President Nelson has said that if you think the church is fully restored, it's only the beginning. And when I first heard him say that, it really took me back. I never really thought about it that way. I think I really did think that it was mostly done, but it isn't. And and for it to be only the beginning, it's really shifted my understanding of what the restoration is. And we think this is just another truth that's part of that ongoing restoration.
We are really grateful for the experiences we had and the things that we learned while I was working on this painting. Thank you for watching. We have included links in the description of this video that explain more about our belief in Heavenly Mother and the restoration. And there's also a link to a video I made that describes the process I used to paint the starry sky in this piece.